Yesterday I was thinking about the trampoline I used to have in my yard, and now I want to make the biggest trampoline in the universe. But unfortunately, in Minecraft, there is no trampoline, so I found the second best thing: beds. If you jump on a bed in Minecraft, you bounce up depending on how high you fall from. So I found a universe where stealing beds is completely 100% acceptable. So I'm going to be stealing as many beds as possible to create the ultimate trampoline. After making my bed in the morning, which for me just means putting the blanket back on it, I decided to bridge over this island so I can collect some useful diamonds. In this universe, there's an infinite supply of many riches like iron, gold, emeralds, and diamonds, but of course they are not nearly as valuable to us as sleeping bags. I'll still take them though. This may be a good time to point out to not question the physics of this game, even though I'm bridging up with wool that is completely stable under my 6-foot tall body. I delivered my diamonds directly to this dead dude, and in return he upgraded my armor for me. I then purchased items that I intend to use for purely peaceful purposes. The pink player had punctured the diamond area with his bridge, and I was not about to allow that. He seemed to be enjoying the nice view, so I decided to join him in the sky. Then I saw that he had an extremely valuable resource, a bed, so I decided to end him. I ran down his bridge as fast as I could, practically smelling a piece of my trampoline. And despite his apparent ability to use the regular floor as a trampoline, he decided to come fight me. I positively leapt at Mr. Tedmo 22 and we engaged in melee combat. I managed to execute my foe and turned to claim my just reward. I hid under his blanket, but he soon hopped out for the final encounter, which didn't last very long. Now that I had a second piece of free real estate, I decided to use his fort to get better items to conquer more enemies. I used the mystical chest of security and found that I had enough gold to purchase better armor. I then bunny hopped back up this bridge to return to the Diamond Island, to possibly claim more resources and return to my home to reassess. After accidentally stomping on the hood of this car, I decided to take the diamonds and absolutely run. Haters will say this part of the video is sped up because I didn't do much more than gather more resources, but I assure you I was actually going this fast. Next I chose to go vanquish my other neighbor, the Aqua player. But then I came across this extremely hazardous piece of road. I mean, how is this not against some regulation? So I used my near infinite supply of sturdy blankets to bridge the gap and advance towards my enemy. I noticed that he was fighting the yellow player, so I decided to sneak behind him and take his bed. But this goofy guy had his bed upside down. I could see the wood instead of the blanket. I then realized that it was all a facade. I chopped through the fake bed and found my second trampoline piece. But I then had to exterminate the Aqua player so he wouldn't try to take his sheets back. Luckily, I didn't trip on the hood of the second car and was able to continue advancing towards this enemy. I thought he looked eager to fight me, but then he decided to back off and build upwards. Unfortunately for him, he is ticklish, so I poked his feet and he sprang backwards off of his pillar. I then accidentally knocked him onto the spotlight, but was luckily able to tickle his feet one last time. Goodbye, Mr. Cassiak Lusp. I then took a second to marvel at the large amount of free real estate I had collected from my enemies. I then purchased a stick that ironically does not make things stick at all. After stacking back up to the bridge with 300 ping, I realized that it was only me and the green player left. JackStarHeart, engage hyperspeed. And now I'm here. It appeared that the sadly deceased blue player had already attempted an attack on green, but green had defended him, so it was not going to be an easy attack. After surviving his fireball, we both ascended into the sky for a conflict. And by conflict, I mean a mutual visit to the void. Yay! In this universe, nothing is permanent, but luckily, that also applies to death. JackStarHeart, engage speedrun. Do-do-do-do. 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 With the power of my accidentally enabled mods, I am back at the green base. My plan was to jump down and place my TNT so that I could break his bed, but he started building up a skyscraper, so I decided to follow him for some reason. Now that we are in danger of running into birds, we decided to have a conflict. Said conflict basically involved one of us waiting for the other one to attack. After a short time of building one block at a time, I decided to leap at my enemy. After surviving that massive fall, I managed to use my fabric scissors to cut his blankets and steal his bed. I was then returned to my island where I luckily was able to get more resources for my final attack. JackStarHeart, engage hyper speedrun. Oh, I guess that was just too powerful. I'm already here. The green player had escaped his base and was now on the run, but not for long. He tried to block me off with this large wall, but I found a way to go around. But he jumped down to attack, and I was able to use my not-sticky stick to knock him into the void. I was then rewarded with the legendary item, a handheld trampoline. I thanked my ancestors and then began to use the best trampoline in Minecraft. Who would have guessed that the best trampoline in Minecraft is literally a stick? Anyway, subscribe to my channel for more videos coming soon. Also, I'm not standing in this spot for any reason at all. No reason at all.